It says this voucher is worth £1.
I know, but that's for cigars, look. To encourage you to sample the delicious Havana taste.
Can't you knock a bob off the sardines?
Don't think the firm want you to smoke sardines, Val. They want you to smoke the cigars.
Well, it says worth £1. You get it back.
Yeah, well, they check the packets of cigars sold against the vouchers.
Good morning.
Morning.
You don't by any chance sell Little Union Jacks?
Just flog the last one to an Arab.
Oh, maybe you've got a fatted calf in the back, cheap-like.
Tin luncheon meat's nice.
No thanks. Tell you what, give us a box of matches instead to light the fuses on the cannons. 21 gun salute. Thingamy's coming back today. What's his name? Len Fairclough, that's it. You know, he's away that much I forget his name.
So the trip's over?
Oh, no, just a quick visit. Big important debate on the council. I think they're going to debate whether they want him back or whether he should stay in Holland and become a windmill. He'd be very good at that, waving his arms about, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. No eggs, I
Sorry, it
hope.
was my fault.
Where's the ton this in? Can I carry it home for you?
I'm not decrepit.
Well, I know, far from it, but you must be tired having to run that house all on your little own, with your husband away and that. How is he?
He's fine.
How do you know?
Oh, he sent a little note from where he was staying wishing me happy birthday. And thanks for your card too, love.
You're welcome.
Did you get mine?
Not that I... Oh, yours will be the unsigned one to my sweetheart on her birthday.
You can't hide these things, Mrs. Sharples.
Yes, but you could have run the price off the back, and you could have put a fourpenny stamp on it instead of shoving it through the letterbox.
You can't win. Come on, Val.
Oh, all right. But I insist on giving you a tip.
What is it?
£1 if you buy cigars.
Well, happy birthday, Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, yes, and that goes from
Thanks.
me too.
Albert Tatlock's not coming to your party.
What does it feel like to be,
A year older than I was last year, and a year younger than I'll be next.
I keep telling Nina he's not coming, not after what he said to Handel. It wasn't Handel's fault that he was a conche.
Lots of cards.
From nearly everybody I know. I'm lucky. I wonder how many old folk don't need a letterbox anymore because nobody sends them out.
Albert Tatlock's a warmonger.
I gather Mrs. Colwell's giving you a party.
to which Albert Tatlock
has not been invited.
Betty, is it home or away? The football match this afternoon, is it home or away?
Oh, it's at home because Mr. Turpin's going. The lads from Tyneside.
Oh, yes. Well, we'd better get a lot of pots in because last time we seemed to spend more time washing than filling.
We better put a bit of boot blacking in the beer as well. Them lads like it to look strong as well as taste.
Lucille,
Speaking.
could I have a word with you, love? It's private, if you don't mind. Lucille, I really cannot understand... Betty!
Yeah?
Can't hear a word I'm saying for the hideous row you're making.
Keep quiet and just eavesdrop, eh?
Yeah, all right, love. I really cannot understand what you have against Mark Howard. He's quiet, he's well-mannered, he's respectable, he's obviously trying to go places.
Oh, yes, I mean, he smells of toilet soap and aftershave, but he's blooming rotten, he's a louse, he's a creep. Oh, I don't know what else I can say about him.
I just think you did, love.
And if I don't see him again, it'll be soon enough. Ta-ra. It's your turn next. State whether you want local or general anaesthetic.
Mrs. Walker, shall I start on with my song again?
I wondered if you wanted any barrels changing or topping, Mum.
Yes, please, the bitter.
Bitter, right.
I didn't see you last night.
Oh, that's a coincidence. I didn't see you either. Perhaps it's because I wasn't in.
A friend?
Oh, more than that, Mum. When she took her clothes off and went into the bedroom, I couldn't take me eyes off.
Really?
The telly, Mum. I stayed in and watched the telly. There was this thriller with this bird in it. Then there was a programme on pollution of the ship canal, then wrestling,
Alone?
Yeah, me Todd. Oh, no, hang on a minute.
Irma Barlow?
No, Bobby Caldwell. He popped in to see a cartoon about mice. Of course, he thought it was a documentary. Took it dead serious. The bitter, was it?
Mrs. Walker, I think you just lost 2 home games.
Oh, no, not lost, Mrs. Turpin. I'm a goal down, but I come back very strongly in the second half.
Morning.
Morning.
Has the paper come?
On the sideboard, love.
Finished with it, Dad?
Yes, thanks.
Are you two stopping here all morning?
Stopping here all morning. I'll be finished in a few seconds. I'm going down to the garage.
All right.
Oh, are we in the way?
No, love, it's just that it's weekend. I want to get straightened up. Look, I tell you what to do. Have a go and have a nice walk in the park and feed the ducks or something
Right.
like that. Take the paper with you.
Okay, yeah. Dirty carburettor.
Oh, the chamber needle was bent. I fixed it.
Can I help?
What, fix a carburetor is a 10-minute job for one man. Oh. Hello, Maggie.
Right.
Oh, don't let me drive you out.
Oh, no. It's not you, Mrs. Clegg. It's me. I'm in the way.
I didn't mean it that
You
way.
can come if you want to.
I'm sorry. I was only joking about being in the way. I didn't really mean it.
Are you coming or not?
Yeah.
Ooh, Mess, that's what that is, love. Mechanic's embrace, or the surest way to his heart.
Oh, talking of perfume, Len's back today.
Oh, in that case, odour of glue. Fellas, they like to bring the smell of work home with them, never mind the work. Don't you marry Len Fairclough, love. They bring huge lumps of wood home and start sewing them up on the top of the telly when you want to watch something.
Oh, if I get married again, Elsie, be it a millionaire and nothing. Oh, he could bring his work home. Yes, I could stand the sight of him counting his money while I did the bacon and eggs. Oh, go on, laugh.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. It's that lad, Mark.
Well, he's gone, hasn't he?
Oh, in spirit only. I'm frightened to death in case he comes breezing back again while you're talking to me.
Elsie, what does Alan think?
Oh, I don't know. Same as me, I suppose. Perhaps it's just me, daft Elsie.
You could, always get a second opinion.
Whose?
Lucille. She's been out with him and, she's saying some very funny things.
They both are, love.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Caldwell. They started off as 24 and there's only 18 left. You know why, don't you? As soon as my back was turned, didn't you?
Can we have another one?
No, they're not for you. They're for Mrs. Sharple's birthday.
Is she 100?
No! Little girls should be seen and not heard.
Oh, it's very nice of you, Val, only you shouldn't.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I've got plenty of time since Ken went. You know, I've always managed to train the kids to put the things away, but I never managed to train my husband. And I'm still falling over shoes that aren't there.
Oh, I'm glad Ian'll be here to enjoy them. And I'm glad Mr. Tatlock won't be, even if he is your uncle.
I'm afraid I won't be here either.
Oh, and we got jelly specially for you.
Oh, don't tell me, Mrs. Caldwell. It's bad enough having to miss the jollifications, but when you tell me I'm going to miss me jelly and all.
Is it a motor car or a girl?
Well, it's not a motor car, and I'm not going to tell you if it's a girl or not. It's an engagement, a very pressing engagement.
Will it be home early?
Oh, I shouldn't think so, no.
Late?
Well, you never can tell me. Never let your left hand know what your right hand's doing.
Oh, Ian'll be disappointed.
Good to meet you, mate. Prost.
Oh, I get him. Learn Dutch at the ratepayer's expense.
Is that all you know?
Give over, mate. I've got a phrase for every occasion. In 32 languages, I know.
Which still implies that your vocabulary is limited, Len.
There are teenagers on the Amsterdam Council, I believe.
That's right. Provos, they call them. Kids riding around on white bicycles. They keep the council awake, you see. How's my favourite girlfriend?
She's very well. She's got a job selling perfume. The house smells like a harem.
Shouldn't the answer to that one be, how does he know, has he been in one?
Aye. You know, we're great mates, your mum and me, your stepmom.
Oh?
Known each other since we were kids.
Oh. Well, how about supping up and letting me get around him?
That's the best phrase on every occasion, you know. You've brought this lad up well, I'll tell you that.
Cheers.
He's not flaming human, Elsie. I've been out with fellas like fellas, but...
Oh, you're not kidding me, are you, love?
No, I wish I was. I'm sorry with him being sort of related to you, but you did ask me to come round and you did ask me to tell the truth.
Yeah, I know. I suppose I half guessed it, really.
Expect lads to try it on. Give him his due, he doesn't. Just ask you point blank.
Oh, well, thanks for telling me. I was beginning to think it was me. Well, you know what they say. Forewarned. Still, thanks for telling me, love.
Yeah, it's not just that, it's his language. I mean, his jokes, I don't mind funny ones, but he's a dead crude. I don't know what they teach him at that tech.
Oh, come on.
These machines can turn out man-made fibres better than any of your wool or cotton with only 1/10 the labour force.
And so you get mass redundancy. What about the workers, then?
Well, they put on their new man-made fibre suits and report to the Labour Exchange.
Education for retirement.
That's it. Let the government teach them to sup ale and then give them beer vouchers instead of dole. How about it, Mrs. Walker? Do you fancy being a civil servant?
The amount of duty I collect for the Exchequer. I already am one, dear. I am.
You know what's all, isn't he?
It's water. Pure, clear water.
Hey, come on, I bet you're trying to be funny, eh?
You said that the last pint tasted like water. Yeah. Well, so now I'm giving you one of the real stuff. It's free, but the goldfish are extra.
All right, how are you now, pet? Guess a glass of beer. I mean, if I drink that, I'll do myself a permanent injury.
Do you know, there used to be a sign outside this pub saying English is spoken in here. I reckon somebody's pinched it.
I thought that you said that you were going to the match and wait for me to get dinner ready.
Well, that's right.
Well, I'll bring it in here for you if you like.
No, we'll come down to the house. Just gonna have one for the road with your friend and mine, Len Fairclough.
Oh, look what the wind's blowing in.
Glad to see me back, then?
Oh, I can't tell you how much I would, honey. My husband's here.
Oh, feel free. Be my guest. Got a drink for the road?
Aye, why not? Do you want a little one, love?
Well, why do you think I've come in as early as this? I've left the pan on a low light.
Fair enough. Annie, darling, And a gin and thingy for Elsie, please.
You going to the match, Mark?
Yes, yes, if that's all right. Yeah, it's a long time since I stood on the terrace with my dad.
Well, you go then.
Ray?
Yeah, I think it could be arranged.
Len?
The Wonder Boy's got some job sheets at the yard.
Yes, and in case you've forgotten a few of the English words like chisels, nail and saw, I've left a dictionary on the side.
All right, so I'll see to the yard. I'll probably have to sweep it up and all.
Funny you should say that.
Hey, I tell you what, though, I've got a present for your missus.
Have you?
So if it's all right, I'll bring it round later, eh?
What is it? What is it?
Ah, now that'd be telling.
You know what we're doing, don't you? We're just sitting here gazing at 2 empty glasses.
Yes, I know, I can see you.
Aren't you going to ask me why?
Well, I know why, because there's an out in them, that's why.
Well, it is your turn, you know.
Yes, I know it is. And if you was to ask me proper and have a little less of the sarcasm...
All right, then I will. It's your turn. Get the drinks in.
Oh, that's better. Mrs. Walker?
Well, there's no need to shout, Mrs. Caldwell.
Oh, there is if you feel like me. Can I have 2 milk stouts and a pint, please, for Mr. Garside?
Yes, of course.
Happy birthday. Many of them. Don't say I never give you now.
What is it?
Legends and Traditions of Old Lancashire.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a chapter on witchcraft too.
you're not hinting, are you?
She's wondering if a past relation of yours was ever burnt on Indle.
You shut up, you. I've had enough of you. If you want insulting, come in here.
No, I'm not into. Hey, I wish there was a witch round here, though. Then maybe they could turn a toad into a human being. The particular toad I'm thinking of is Mark Howard.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Walker. Oh, and may I say, I think that Billy is a credit to you.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mr. Caldwell.
He always puts everything away after himself.
Well, I've tried to set him a good example.
Oh, and you've done very well. When Mr. Garside brought me back from the pictures last night, there wasn't a cushion out of place. And he'd even washed the teacups, because he knows I don't like lipstick on them.
Lipstick, Mrs. Caldwell? Was somebody with him?
Oh, yes, Irma Barlow.
Oh.
Oh, she said.
Ooh, fancy calling Annie Walker, ma'am?
Eh? You know.
No, but I mean, just fancy what an horrible thought.
Or maybe she'd think it just as horrible having you for a daughter-in-law.
What nice, look at me. I'd take her a cup of tea in bed in the morning and I'd say, do you want 1 spoonful or 2 of arsenic, mother-in-law, dear?
Guess who?
Ooh, that reminds me, Irma. Some of that bread was a bit stale this morning.
The milk was sour.
Yeah, a lot of the cheese had gone mouldy too.
Talk about flipping welcome home.
Welcome home, then.
That's better. I got a news flash that you're back in the shop. So I jump on the nearest bicycle and I pedal all the way from Amsterdam, all the way here. And what do I find when I get here? Stale bread.
Without getting your feet wet?
Yeah, only once, when I stopped them in the puncture.
We heard that it was council business.
Shh, love, shh. They're building statues of me all over the town.
Thought they already had. Parking meters, them things with big heads.
I've come to the right street, haven't I?
You might well ask a sorbet of your council business. When I was on my holidays in Turkey, they'd come from town halls all over the country to discuss the ways of saving the ratepayers' money, and you couldn't get anywhere near them for the Rolls Royces.
Hey. Yeah, it's a nice place, that Torquay, isn't it? Handy, too. Why don't they have these dues in Birmingham?
Oh, they've always got their excuses, you know. Not enough sea air, not enough hotels. The
I
wife
thought
don't
we were
like
talking
it.
about me.
Well, you're not doing too badly, are you?
What do you mean?
Well, spending all this time being a public servant instead of being a plumber. You'll soon have your roles.
I'll tell you what, love, when they meet me Lord Mayor, I'll sort you two out. Oh, Geordie and Bob Johnson both lay in the one same bed in a little lodging who stood by the shore. But afore there'd been an hour asleep, where a kick from Geordie's foot woke 'em up to start and roar instead of snore. Keep your feet still, Geordie, and let's be happy through the night, for we may not be so happy through the day. Oh, give us that bit comfort, keep your feet still, Geordie lad, and even drive me bonny dreams away. Come on. Why, I dreamt there was a dancing held, and Mary Clark was there, and so lightly how we tripped it round the floor. So I held her heaving breast to mine while waltzing round the room, and that's more than I'd had ever day before. Keep your feet still, Geordie, and let's be happy through the night, for we may not be so happy through the day. So give us that bit like a Geordie.
I'm a Geordie.
Where are you from?
Gateshead.
Where you talk? Johnny Lister.
Alan Howard.
And what are you doing down here?
I live down here now.
Aye. Have you told them all about the Lambton Worm?
Well, I don't suppose they know about the Lambton Worm in these parts.
Aye, probably right. Hey, you got the match?
Certainly, I'm going the match.
Right, here we are then. So
Yes, come
let's
on.
go out together, eh? Hey, lads.
You coming, Mark?
I can't.
Well, you said he wouldn't miss it for worlds.
I've got to meet a friend of mine down at the Tech. He'll be waiting.
Hey, Gateshead.
Yes?
Well, now, Cushy Butterfield.
She's a big
Lass, she's a bonny lass, and she likes her beer.
A flipping alien and we never knew it.
Somebody else's birthday, too.
Geordie, not a bad nickname for a fella.
Not bad at all. Let's hope he lives up to it. They're a rough and ready lot up there.
Well, we'd better go or it'll be setting.
What's that, love, the sun?
No, the jelly. Val said she'd have it ready for
Well,
us.
come on, then.
You know, I think I'll buy you a drink, darling, before I go to the match. I'm steering clear of them Geordies. Mrs. Walker!
Ray, there's something I must ask you.
And there is something I must ask you. Will you please serve me
Will
and Liz?
you finish Billy's room this afternoon?
I'm off to match.
I know, love. I wouldn't ask you, but it is so important.
Oh, well, they'll lose anyway. Double time.
Double time?
And a free pint from the pumps when I feel like it.
Really, Ray?
Well, it's health regulations. It should be milk, of
Very
course.
well.
And a couple of cheese barm cakes.
All right.
Right.
I do hope the government take a strong line with the unions.
Well, I'll see you, darling. Anything you want, just ask your Auntie Annie. I'm clocking you up to the income tax's plumber's mate. Time and a half.
Ah, good afternoon, Master William Walker, Esquire. I do believe that Miss Lucille Hewitt, spinster of this parish, like a little word with you.
Eh? Oh, yeah.
What's up?
She's twigged.
Who's twigged?
Your mum.
What?
Mucking about, the girl who sells dolly mixtures and boil down last night.
Oh.
Oh, Billy. You know that
yes.
song that Vera Lynn used to sing during the war? And Billy will go to sleep in his own little room again. Johnny?
Freddie?
Hey, now, hang on. We all three of us can't get to bed in that one little
No,
room.
love, but you can. Mr. Raymond Langton, Esquire,
Of this parish.
has insisted on working overtime to get your room finished. Now, I said to him, look, there is no need. Billy is perfectly contented at Mrs. Caldwell's. But, you know, Ray, he's quite a go-getter.
Well, he can go and get something then,
Yes,
can't he?
and that reminds me, love, he wants 2 cheese barn cakes and a pint of bitter, so will you take them up to him?
Phew, keep your feet still, Geordie, lad. I can't keep mine still. I suppose it's good for the figure.
Look, you know, Mum, there's no mad rush, you know.
I know that, love, but we can't keep Ray waiting, can we? I mean, he's doing this as a special job so that you can move into your room tomorrow night.
He's putting bars on your windows.
You know, I saw something like this in a Shakespeare play. I didn't believe it.
Hi.
Thought Hilda Ogden was supposed to clean this place out every morning with cardboard.
Oh, it seems clean enough from here.
Well, it's not from where I'm standing. There's a dirty big piece of muck just where you are, full of germs.
Well, you get some yeses, you get some nos. That's the way it falls.
And I was one of the no's. Hard luck.
For the time being.
Oh, you rotten.
Could you get me a glass of tonic, please, with some ice and lemon? You do serve, don't you?
Are you sure you'll be all right on tonic? I mean, you have had 2 hours of shandy
Oh,
already.
no, the man who drinks tonic while his mates are supping beer has the advantage every time.
Yeah, well, you won't have the advantage when you get home, because I've been round to see your stepmother. She knows all about you now, chum.
Oh, yeah? Don't forget the lemon.
Well, now, when you come down the St. Lawrence, you come to the Sacanay River. That's an Indian name, Iroquois.
Do they still scalp people?
I'll scalp you, Millie Colwell, if you don't shut up.
Right, well, just before you get to the Sacanay, you come to a place called Montmorency. Nelson used to coast a lass there when his ship was in Quebec.
Peter, wipe your mouth. I don't know what your dad would say if he saw you.
Well, I was with this fellow, a Canuck.
You too, look at yourself.
And there's a signpost pointing all over the world. And this chap says, look, he said, Manchester's 10 miles nearer than here. You're nearer home than I am, and I'm a Canadian. Oh, it's got a big backyard, that country has.
I've got a cousin there named Ethel Broadbent. Have you ever come across her?
There's another one. Sitting Bull.
Who invited you?
Well, the door were open.
Well, then you can shut it on your way out.
Oh, well, I only wanted to have a word with our Valerie.
What do you want?
Well, I wondered if you could make me some tea and a bite of something to eat, like.
Well, I thought you were going to the march.
Well, I were, but I went past Cenotaph and, you know them little crosses that they stick in grass? Well, somebody pulled them all up.
Oh.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like mixing with folk then, so I went back home. Armistice days aren't like they used to be, you know. Cars used to stop at street and folks used to stop work for a couple of minutes and some of them would have a little cry, but now nobody cares.
Well, I'll come back and open your tin.
Oh, go on, you can stay. Only don't be so argumentative.
Hey, now, when have I ever been argumentative?
Well, shut up. He's telling us about Canada.
Well, if you go up the second,
we got some boiled ham.
You come to two more
Them
rivers.
chicken sandwiches look nice, don't they?
And the Rimouski.
We've got some port and all.
Save your breath, lad. The English have landed.
You're not going to watch that, lad, are you?
Up the county!
Box of matches, please, Mrs. Clegg.
Well, who are you going to set fire to?
Pardon?
I was only joking.
Oh. There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you. So.
Wasn't kidding, was you?
Wasn't I?
No, you was having a dig at him, and I know digging. My family was born with silver spades in the mouth.
Maybe I was.
Well, I think he's a nice lad. She's lucky to have him for a son.
You must be talking about Mrs. Walker.
No, I'm not talking about Mrs. Walker, Mr. Bighead.
Why, I'm a nice lad, ain't I?
Oh, you are, Billy. Oh, you're lovely.
Oh, excuse me. This is going to be ex-certificate.
Well, I'm too nice for a girl like you.
And then your own tea.
Well, that's what my mum thinks. She thinks there's something up between us two.
Oh, does she now?
Yes, and if you know my mum, she'll be putting a sharp edge on the me-tax.
I'm not one of your girlfriends.
Oh, no, that's got naught to do with it, love. It's what she thinks that counts.
Well, they have these big battle organs, you know. They call them triactals, and little figures come round, you know, with banging drums and cymbals. Now.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
You want to get him to take you.
I might. Next year, maybe.
Well, the next best thing to being in Holland is having a couple of glasses of Dutch gin. I think, actually, they make it of cheese and tulips.
Is that it?
Hey, it's funny, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I used to bang on the wall 3 times if I needed help, and 4 times if you were snoring too loud.
Yeah, and if I banged twice, it meant your transistor was too loud and I wanted to get to sleep.
Nice to have you back, Len.
Nice to be back.
Hey, get off!
Well, you gave me a kiss. It's only right I should give you one back.
Now, look, you're not supposed to do that. I'm a married woman. You'll get me shot, so cut it out.